What up, fellas? We're getting ready to get started on some cam seals, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. Take out the timing belt and, you know, valve cover and all that other stuff. Get to the cam seals because it is spraying oil all over the timing belt and everywhere else. So it's a pretty easy job. Just sometimes it kind of daunts you to get into it. So hopefully this video helps some people get into this job and, you know, spend a little bit less money on these simple repairs. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it now. See, the first thing, you always remove the spark plugs. And then a good old 10 millimeters on the valve cover. Goodbye. One more. And so once you get that off, make sure you don't drop them caps. You never will find those caps again. Alright, so next step, we're gonna go ahead and get this harmonic balancer off. So we're gonna get it in there, get the wheel off, and then we'll be right back. But yeah, so you can see where all the oil is coming from. The camshaft seals. Coming out, smacking the camshaft sprockets and sending it everywhere. It's all over the brake master cylinder, shock tower. So, yeah, this is the reason why we're doing it. And so, second thing, you want to loosen up the alternator belt. Just loosen this top bolt, and you got to loosen the bottom bolt, bottom 14 millimeter. Once you get them loose, and you get this bottom 14 nut loose, and you just pull it down. That's how I always loosen them. And now that that's loose, just go ahead and loosen this thing up and go grab my special socket. So you get this nice heavy duty socket. I'm pretty sure it's a Lyle, but yeah, it's a thick boy 19 mil, and makes this motherfucking so much easier. See? Ain't got a fucking pound on it for 30 minutes with the pneumatic. You can use an electric and get it right off. And well, messed up. You always want to put it in time first. So just lock it back down in there. About to go flat ahead. And yes, just basically you want to put it back in time. You can look up here to the camshafts.
So you like these two together?
There it is. Boom. Lock those two together. Make sure this one down here. No, harmonic balancer's off. But if you have the harmonic balancer on, make sure that's on there. Or we're gonna go ahead and pull that cover off because we gotta clean all that oil up. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that cover off, and I'll show you the timing mark underneath the cover. Once you get it loosened, I always take the screwdriver and push it straight down as far as it can go. So get that tensioner all the way pushed down. Get some tension put on it. That way the belt can come off and go on easily. Boop boop. And so just throw this over to the side. We're gonna clean all that off. But yep. So now we're gonna pretty much just get in there with a little toothbrush and some degreaser and brake clean and clean all that stuff out, all that oil out, and then we'll be back. Alrighty, so this one right here, you have to have that timing mark right there on the crankshaft, in between that little washer and the little tick right on top. Make sure they're straight up and down. Whenever they're touching, you go to the top, make sure those two are touching. And and whenever they're touching, you can take the belt off. If not, then you have to try to time them both up, but it's just a lot easier to do it this way. And then now we can go ahead and start getting the camshafts out. Let's go ahead and get started, get this thing lowered, because this is about chest level. I always take these two bolts out of here. And then leave the top one in. That way you can keep it in time and ain't gotta worry about retiming it. As long as you're detail oriented, you'll have them all lined up properly. And then on the distributor, Normally they pop right off. Of course, this one's gonna. Leave it right over there. Oh, now it's going to separate. Boop. Now it wants to separate. You just get this locked straight up and down, and then normally slides right out just like it did. And boom. I don't understand how this one was leaking. Motherfucker wouldn't even come out. So you gotta pull the sprocket off. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't. Get a rag right around that bitch. Help lock it down. Be careful with the Woodrow key. Always on the camera that it wants to take forever. But yeah, and it's a little crescent moon. So just make sure it's.
You see how easy it is to lose?
Yep. Make sure it's in there correctly because it's got that little dip. If not, it won't ever go in there right. So yeah, you pop this old bastard off just like so. And then you gotta go find the other one. So be right back. But yeah, so we got this little seal. Just kind of put it on there one side and then push down on it and then kind of walk it around. Maybe get it on there just like so. But yeah, here's the part number for you. That way you guys can grab them. You don't have to worry about AutoZone or O'Reilly's or the other parts stores getting the wrong one. Just go to Honda, get the right one. And then yeah, so and so. Like I said, get the Woodrow key put in there correctly. And once you do, you gotta get it lined up right on the top. Bam. Just take this. Hold on, let me go grab my Loctite. Just a little dab will do. Don't need nothing crazy. And then the torque spec is about right there. I don't really actually know the torque spec. I think that's the only one I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah. What I've done forever. And like I said, just get it orientated up. Now I'm gonna go grab some lube and then pretty much just run lube all right here. That way it doesn't have a dry start. And then whenever you torque these caps down, it still has a little bit of resistance. And then whenever you go to put the gas, the seal on, make sure it's, orientated all the way to the back. That way it's not pushing out or squeezing out the front whenever you go to torque it down. So pretty much do the same thing for the other side, and then yeah, it's 100% done. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing wrapped up and send it out. rotate it. As long as it's not shoving it or like binding up, you're good. And always make sure you put the RTV underneath the cam caps, the 4 end caps, right here on the sides of the camshaft seals too, because if you don't, they will leak. But yeah, pretty much these small 10 mil bolts are 7.6 foot-pounds, and then these 12 millimeter head bolts are 20 foot-pounds. So you do it in 2 stages, do 10 foot-pounds on these ones, and then from the center out, and then you do 10 foot-pounds, and then you do 20 foot-pounds. So, and then I always come back and do these ones last. So that's how I do it. So let's go ahead and get started on it real quick. And you always want to torque it in one motion. You don't want to back off, and then whenever it's getting kind of tight, you want to kind of finish it, or try to at least, in one sweep. Because breakaway torque is different than rotational torque. So, don't really want to worry about it. lets itself in. Where did my wrench go? Ratchet, there it is. So now, loosen the tensioner back up. And what I do a lot of the times is I take a tiny pry bar. So whenever you have some of these, just take you a pry bar and put it underneath the tensioner, and then just kind of go till the belt gets tight, and then lock it down right there. Where is it? Sometimes flex heads will help you, sometimes flex heads hurt you. So, yep. But yeah, you just make sure that there's no, like, that's like acceptable belt. And then I always rotate it like 3 or 4 times, and then make sure that nothing's binding up, the belt doesn't loosen up, and all that other stuff. She got good compression, boy. And this time work is back to mating, back to married girls. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and throw the cover on. And then the valve cover, we've got to get another valve cover gasket. And then call it a night. Yeah, I know what you mean. All right, back to the cold adventures of Austin and Dustin. And then never use the cheater socket when you're installing it. That way you don't lock the pulley or, stretch the threads in the crankshaft, because you'll never get it out. But yeah, that's pretty much how she's done. Then we just put the belt on. Yeah, just get it over the Unloading balancer pulley. Unground alternator pulley. Bam. And then we got to go up top now. Just pretty much pull back on the alternator. Get that bad boy tightened. Come on down here. Good. And do not forget to snug this one up. And double check your alternator belt. But yeah. That's how you guys change out your camshaft seals. So hopefully this helped a couple people out. This does apply to the non-VTEC B series motors as well. It's just a little bit different, a little bit further spaced out. So just kind of use the same up and up marks and same timing marks. And yeah, just use the same process, just keep everything aligned. The non-VTEC motors don't have the same cam cap girdles. They just have standard caps, like little two-piece caps, so you just gotta keep them in order. And yeah, I mean, pretty much simple as that. So don't let it daunt you. Go ahead and get your hands dirty and dig in. If you guys want to save some money, you know, this is the way to do it. Trying to do things yourself. Little simple things like this definitely keeps your motor running, keeps it clean. You don't have to worry about oil squirting everywhere or having to add oil at every fill-up. And yeah, so let's just keep it going. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and go ahead and hit the like and subscribe, and we'll be back for more.